Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Double Tap on YouTube. I'm Stephen Scott.
And I'm Shaun Preece, and Stephen sounded very excited then, Stephen. That was very
Actually,
loud.
Almost nearly forgot the beginning of the show and how we did this. So yeah, forgive me on that. Listen, you know what? I've called this Prime Purchases ahead of Prime Day for a reason. Because we've been out buying before Prime Day. Everyone else waits for Prime Day, and we said, do you know what? Screw that. Although you did get a Prime purchase.
Yes.
Because I know you're cheap. And
yes.
You waited for the best price to come out. And they do these early deals, don't they, on Amazon? Of course, if you're part of your Prime customer, you will get these early deals.
Early access deal. Yes, exactly. And I've been looking for the thing I actually bought in the end for the longest time. And, you know, if you keep looking and searching for a certain type of product, you'll get lots of recommendations and see it turning up in your deal of the day quite a lot. And when this turned up, I just had to hit the buy button on it.
Yeah, well, this ties into an earlier video we did. I mean, not by design, of course, but this ties in because you talked a little bit about your Wi-Fi issues. Remember that? We talked about Wi-Fi challenges.
Yes. I recently got the Google Nest 6E Pro mesh system to try and figure out my issues. My original router system was a Netgear Orbi mesh system. Which worked fine, but the Wi-Fi was not great upstairs. So I got a 3-pack of the Google Nest system, hoping it would sort it out. And it did for the Wi-Fi. I mean, the no dead spots or anything. Speed was okay. But my Ethernet to the shed, so from the house, I've got an Ethernet connection that runs all the way to the bottom of the garden to this shed. And the Ethernet connection from the Google Nest router was absolutely shocking. It was no better than Wi-Fi. Wow. So I had to put the Netgears back in purely for the Ethernet, which gives me 600 meg download speed. So there was a huge difference, but I'm still experiencing dropouts and, well, I would say stability issues with my Wi-Fi.
And of course, that's partly driven by the fact that you also haven't turned off Wi-Fi on your existing broadband box. So you've got that going, you've got the Google Nest Wi-Fi, you've got the Netgear Wi-Fi. I mean, some places are obviously strangled by a lot of Wi-Fi, but not usually in the same house.
I know, it's like I'm living in a box, a block of flats, but I'm not. It's just my house, but I've got
Are you experiencing a lot of headaches?
3 Wi-Fi. No, but I got a lovely tan. I've got 3 Wi-Fi networks. I've got my original cable modem, which also has a Wi-Fi router in it. I haven't turned that one off yet. Got my Netgear Orbi, still has the Wi-Fi enabled, and of course the Google Nest. So yes, there's a slight chance they're interfering with each other.
You think? Here's a thought. Before you start buying more things,
I'm
all for buying more things. I know that, but look, I'm all for buying more stuff. I'm with you on this, but maybe I would turn one of them off.
Yeah. That means I've got to log into the web interface and try and, is it accessible? I don't know. Forget it. I'll just buy a new thing, which is exactly what I did. I wanted to test these out for the longest time anyway. As I said, I'm currently checking out the Google Nest router system, but the Amazon, I call them Amazon Eros mesh router system is something I'm very...
Yes, Amazon Eros, the Greek god of Wi-Fi.
If you love Wi-Fi, get the Eros. Is that what they're called? Eros?
They're called Eros. So Eros is the system is called Amazon Eero.
Yes.
Obviously, if you
Eros.
pluralize that, it will be Eros. But the way you say it, it does sound like some kind of Greek god, which I have to say at this point would be welcome in your setup.
So that's what. Anyway, that's what I pulled the trigger on. Was the Amazon Eros 6E Pro mesh Wi-Fi system, a 3-pack. So the idea is I have my fiber to the house that comes in near the front door on the bottom floor, obviously. And I have my main router there. And then I have one in the living room, which is about 35, 40 feet away from the front of the house. That sits at the back of the house, and then that connects to the Ethernet cable, which supplies internet to the shed. And then the third one is to go upstairs to give everyone upstairs internet as well. So that's the theory. It's got great reviews, but so did everything else I've tried so far. What I've found with Wi-Fi is so individual to the environment. I don't know what it is about this house I'm in now. I don't know if there's lead in the walls or whatever, but it's really difficult to get a clean, strong Wi-Fi signal, even in the same room. So I'm interested to see how these perform.
Yeah, they do sound good. I think this sounds very similar to the ones I've got.
Yeah, of course.
I have Amazon Eros is what I went with last year, probably
Eros.
around Prime Day as well. I think I did exactly the same as you. And, you know, I've got to say, I love them. I think they're just fantastic. I don't have any dead spots. I don't have any issues. Now, I'm in a new build type property, so I guess the walls are, I think they're made of cheese and papier-mâché.
I want a cheese house as well. That's the
cheese
trouble.
houses are the best because, you know, the signal just flies right through them. And, of course, they're filled with holes, which makes it easy. So, yeah, that's cool. Look, I've also been buying. And my purchase was a little bit ridiculous because I'm in the market for a newer laptop, a new PC laptop in particular. And, of course, Microsoft announced their Copilot Plus PCs.
Yes.
I was out in the store having a look at the Lenovo laptop. I think it's the Slim 7X is the name of it, which is a really nice, really sexy 14-inch laptop. It's got an insert key, which is very important. I know it's got a Copilot key, but it has got an insert key, and that is, of course, the most important thing in any laptop.
Obsessed.
The Surface and the Surface Pro do not. The Surface Laptop and the Surface Pro do not have an insert key. Get that breaking news back on. It doesn't have it because it's deemed old and it's deemed out of touch, like me. So I don't want it anywhere near me. I want an insert key in my life. So I was looking at the Lenovo. I was very impressed by it. I think the Samsung, I think it's the Galaxy Book 4 that has come out. It comes in the traditional with Intel Core flavors as well, but it also comes with this new Snapdragon X Elite processor, which runs the new Copilot Plus, or at least is the definition of what a Copilot Plus PC is, that runs an
AI-powered
ARM
PC.
processor.
Yes.
Or ARM processors versus the Intel Core processors of the AMDs, until they become ARM, of course, and down the line as well. So that was all very interesting, but I read a lot of bad things. Read a lot of issues people were having with emulating software, having issues running older software on there. People saying, you know, it's not quite as powerful as people are making out it is. It felt a little bit, if I'm honest, like day one. And I thought maybe I should hang on and wait until this develops a little bit. Maybe let's see what Intel come up with in the next few months or even years. So that's what I decided to do. But I thought, you know, I still want to buy something. I don't want to just sit here with nothing. So pop on to old Amazon, and there it is, the Samsung Galaxy Book 3 13.3-inch laptop, which came out last year with an Intel Core i7. It's got 16 gig of RAM in there and a 512 gig solid-state hard drive. And it was going for, I think it was like, I don't know the exact percentage of it, but it was a considerable percentage off. It was down from £1,399 in the UK down to £949.
Wow.
There was also actually a 16-inch version going for, and this is what did shock me, the percentage was 50% off. So it was half price. It was £900 and it was originally £1,800. And it was discounted by 50%, which was amazing. I guess because, of course, the new Galaxy Book 4 range overall has come out. They're now moving away from the Galaxy Book 3. And, of course, companies like Amazon can immediately discount that old stock. Yep. But this is still a good machine. And I remember going into a store, John Lewis here in the UK, and I went in there and I played with this machine for a while. And I always thought, God, what a sexy little machine this is. It's tiny. It's so small. So I decided to get myself one, try it out, see how I get on. And, you know, the first thing I thought when I brought it out of the box was, not only is this thing cute as anything, it is tiny. It's so small. It's a tiny little laptop.
That's what you want, though, isn't it, in a laptop? Because we don't care about the screen. So,
No.
I mean, who cares of the size of the screen? It's all about the form factor. That's why I love the MacBook Air, even the original one, the first one that came out. I absolutely loved it. 11-inch, I believe it was, wasn't it?
Oh, that was the best. That was the best.
Absolutely
MacBook
amazing
Air
design.
ever.
So,
Yeah.
I can totally get. Yeah, we're seeing so much now with the size of the bezels shrinking. You're seeing bigger screens in smaller packages, and as we've said before, Samsung makes some sexy hardware. So I can totally understand why you went for this.
Yeah, it feels nice. Aluminium frame as well. You know, it's got a really nice feel to it. No real bend to it.
Yeah.
It's not a thick laptop. It's very thin, very ultrabook style. So, you know, it's very thin, but it's not too thin. You know, it's not even MacBook thin, I would say. It's got a bit of strength to it. It's got a nice body to it. It's a really nice piece of kit, and I love the size. The keyboard is a good keyboard, very reminiscent of Lenovo's laptop keyboards, actually.
Nice to know.
Cool. And very MacBooky in a lot of ways in that regard as well. So good key travel, but not too much. You get
Insert
the good
key?
firm click of the key, and there's an insert key. I was so pleased.
What more do you need?
I will say, though, I bought it without knowing if it had an insert key, so that was a gamble.
Oh, that's the gamble. It's so interesting. We said on the radio show the other day, it's probably not a great time to buy a new computer right now because, ARM has just come through. We're expecting good things from the Copilot PCs and Windows for ARM. So maybe just sit back and see what happens. And what do? Bang, buy it now.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I wasn't going to, but I think that deal just tipped me over the edge, and I thought, I'm going to do this because I think if I hadn't had hands-on with it and hadn't had a chance to play with this machine in the store, I don't think I would have appreciated how good it was, and I wouldn't even have given it a second thought, because I can't remember, I think it might have been the original Samsung Galaxy Book I played with. You did as well, because remember we had it on loan from Samsung for a couple of months?
Yes.
And it was nice, but the keyboard was a little bit like a skating rink. It was very difficult to know exactly.
I know exactly what you mean. Yes.
You know what I mean? It felt a little bit. It was
shiny,
all too flat. Bit. It was all too together. And they've clearly listened to feedback that they've got from customers, and they've developed this into a much more usable keyboard, a much more enjoyable keyboard to use. It does have an OLED screen, which is useless to me. That'll be getting turned off when I get NVDA or JAWS put on there with the screen curtain. I know, it's such a waste, isn't it? But, what I like is I don't need that screen to be on, so there's no point having it on. And it is a touch screen. But what I do like is the way they've developed this, and I don't know if this is common across touchscreen laptops now, but at the bottom of the screen, it's at the top and around the edges, there's a pretty thin bezel. But at the very bottom of the screen, it's almost like a bar which sits at the bottom. And that's almost, it feels to me anyway, like a way of not accidentally touching the touchscreen, which I really like. Yeah. I haven't seen that before with the Surface Pro. The Surface Pro, you can very easily touch that touchscreen, just by trying to feel your way to the function row or whatever it is you're trying to do on the keyboard.
That's right. We do that a lot, yes.
Yeah, well, we're feeling our way, right? So you don't want to be touching the screen and maybe knocking your focus position on the screen reader. So, yeah, I've got to say, so far, so good. I mean, I don't imagine this is going to be a bad experience. I think also there's when the fans kick up during setup, you do have that moment of dread when you think, what about battery life? What about the capability of the processor? How throttled will this be because it's an Ultrabook? But I do think, as much as all that comes in, I know what I'm getting with this. I know what it will be capable of. It's a good machine. It's got a 13th gen i7 processor in there. It's going to be fast. Yeah. It's going to be capable, and it's going to do what I need it to do. And I'm still going to be able to run the Office and the Outlook that I know and love without having to deal with the new Outlook yet. I do have a question, though, because I haven't really been into the PC for a while, not properly. I dive in occasionally just to test an app or look at something. But, overall, am I making the right decision here with the PC? You've had issues with Windows as well. So, am I making the right move here?
Windows is amazing. Ditch the Mac. PC all the way. Now, look, being serious, of course, there's issues with each operating system, isn't there? But I still feel more in control. As a screen reader user, at least, I feel like I have total control over Windows compared to something like a Mac, where it feels like I'm slightly set back from the operating system. But they both have their pros and cons. But yeah, I mean, I think with that spec on that hardware, I think you're going to have no problems whatsoever.
Well, drop a comment below. Maybe you've just bought a new PC you want to tell us about. You can drop us a message to here on YouTube, or, of course, to our show as well. At any time, you can email feedback@doubletaponair.com. I don't know why I say that. I mean, why would you not be able to contact me by email at any time? Sorry, the email box is closed. Please come back tomorrow.
We're closed.
Voicemail, you can do that, 1-877-803-4567. Yes, we are legacy media over here. We still have a phone number. We're also hoping to get WhatsApp coming soon as well.
Coming
soon. You can send us a little video clip and we can put that up here as well. So that'd be kind of cool. And yeah, that's it. So check us out on our website as well, doubletaponair.com, if you want to catch up with all the stories, read more about Samsung and all of our news as well. Plus an important product recall notice from RNIB in the UK as well. If you've got one of those RNIB Accord players, you want to check out that product recall notice on our website at doubletaponair.com. That's it for now, though. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll be back again soon. Thank you, Shaun.
Thank you. Bye-bye.